Hello, this is a new video where I will try to calculate. I've already done it, but I will demonstrate how I did it. The actual perk value of the executioner, because it is not exactly 3 pins as it says. So in the perk of the executioner, it says a shot pierces through 3 pins of the armored car structure without losing damage. This is true, but it's actually a little higher than 3 pins, because if it was exactly 3 pins, it would almost never, basically never pierce actually 3 pins, because it needs to be a little more. So, this is the test pins. I have some vertical lines to align for different angles, and I can make shots to demonstrate if I hit the cabin. Instead of a track, because I don't know the exact thickness of the track, I will use APC panels like these. These we know that are exactly 3 pins deep. So, if I shoot here, the executioner should actually go through without destroying this necessarily, without detonating, and go through and hit the cabin for full damage. To test this, I have a modified executioner build here. With the gun locked, it cannot rotate left and right, but there is a scope right behind the gun, so I can align the gun precisely as I want to. So, first of all, the total damage of the executioner is 131 and 77. So we expect to see 208 damage on a cabin. And if I shoot this cabin here, you see 208. That's normal. It's the explosive damage with the bullet damage added. So if I do this again, and I hit the armor panels, if what the perk says is true, which I know it's true, it will go through the panels, it will do full bullet damage to all the 3 panels, and it will hit the cabin. So I don't have to align precisely, but to align, I would normally aim there. I will turn until the gun is aligned with those 2 there. And then I only strafe, I do not rotate the build. So it's aligned with the panels. And I shoot. And you see, 208. And on top of that, it did full bullet damage to all the armor panels it went through. These armor panels now have almost no durability at all. Like, they fall off instantly now, but they were left with some durability. The cell went through without destroying the panels. That's the important part. So we know that it can go through 3 panels like this. But can it go through 3 panels? Shut up, Wade. Can it go through 3 panels at a 45-degree angle? So the way I calculate the 45-degree angle is that I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 25, 26. This corner right here is 26 pins exactly from this corner. And after that I got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 25, 26. Here. This corner is exactly 26 pins too. From this corner. So if it's 26 and 26 on a right angle, we know this is 45 degrees here, okay? So I just have to align my shot between these 2 and then see if it hits the cabin. That's basically the idea. And I put this like this, and I will have to go through all 3 to hit the cabin. And if I hit the cabin, it means that it worked. The penetration was successful. We need to see 208 yellow damage again. The exact same number we saw earlier. I take my firing rig. I go here. And now I have to align. You see it? It was almost aligned already. There, it's aligned right there to get 45 degrees. Wait. It doesn't matter because I know that it will not go through at 45 degrees. It's more than 4 pins of depth that it needs to go through, so it will fail. The actual number is around 3.4. it failed. As you can see, we didn't damage the cabin. So the sail traveled 3 pins, 3.4 pins inside here. We will see how I got the 3.4 pins. It traveled all the depth it was allowed by the perk, and when it arrived here, it had to work like a normal projectile. And this panel has 141 health. The executioner cell itself doesn't do that much bullet damage. So the executioner is here. As you can see, the executioner has 50% penetration value, so it will detonate after losing 50% of its bullet damage, and the bullet damage is 131. 131 means that the half of it is 65.5. So let's say 66. It can go through a 66 HP panel, but this is much more than this, so it detonates when it hits the 4 panel like a normal projectile. That's why it didn't penetrate. So I will now show you. Wait, should I show it now? Wait. I will show you the math. It's actually this here. This was the math I did in the previous test. I was basically measuring it in AutoCAD. I didn't actually test it in game. These are the depth values that I got from AutoCAD. That there is actually a mathematical trigonometry function. You can calculate it with trigonometry, and you can find the depth based on the width of the armor. Now the width is 3, so I replace it with 3. It's divided by cos of theta, cosine of theta. This is how we get this. So it is right here. If the gun is there, this is the perpendicular. The white line here is the perpendicular. If it was perpendicular to the track, but it's not. It's, for example, theta is equals to 30. But we don't care about the actual value. Let's say this is theta. This will also be theta. And because this is 3 and this is theta, we can get that this line, the depth, is the cos. Wait. It's 3 divided by the cosine of theta. This is how you get it, okay? So, with this solution, we can also get that the theta is the inverse cosine of 3 divided by the depth. So if we know the depth, we can find the the angle at which the guns will penetrate the 3 pins in our test. And for max depth, we need to find the theta that gives us that solution. In game now, again in game. I have tested different lengths from here for the same length from here. So this is still 26 pins. And I know that it's exactly at this distance that the cell still barely penetrates. Like if I go half a pin more to this direction, it will not penetrate. If I go and on this pin right here, on this half pin, it does penetrate. I know this is half pin, about half pin, because sorry. Come on. Here it is. This is about half a pin. As you can see here, it's about half a pin. Not exactly, but I don't care. I call it half a pin. So it's 4, 8, 4, 8, 12. 12, yes, 12 here. Then it's 13.5. 13.5 pins. Okay, let's show it now because you didn't see it happen. Wait, I need to move this a bit closer and stretch this a bit more here. Okay, we're ready. I will bring the testing build. we will align exactly with the half pin here. It's exactly half a pin, and as you can see, I didn't rotate. Here it penetrates. We had 208 damage. I will do the exact same thing. It's the same angle now, but I will rotate a little to the left, like this much. And now it shouldn't penetrate. By that small of an angle, it does not penetrate. So it's safe to say that the proportions are 26 to 13.5. That's how I got this value, 13.5. From these, we can get, with using the inverse tangent, that the angle is 27.3497. That's the angle that this gun can still penetrate 3 pins. So from we know the theta from the previous formula is equal to the inverse cosine of 3 divided by max depth. So the max depth is equal to 3 divided by the cosine of 27.3497, which is 3.3775 or 3.4. It's about 3.4 pins. That's the value I give it. It's not 3.5. I said in the previous video that it might be 3.5, but it is not. It's a little less than 3.5. It's closer to 3.37. There is an error in this calculation because there are limits on how accurately I can measure it in game, but this is my solution. So, with this value, we can make some extra math. Since we now know the max depth, we can use the max depth to, for example, calculate at what angle we can penetrate 2 pins of armor. For example, a Goliath, which is 2 pins. If we know the depth of penetration, the value we found earlier, we get a theta, the angle, at 54 degrees. 54. So if you angle at more than 54 degrees, you're safe with a Goliath. But 54 degrees is more than 45 degrees. Like, the Goliaths can be penetrated by executioners pretty easily now. And if you have a hyena or like some other type of 1-pin wide armor, there is like a bumper with this width. Yeah, you can be penetrated at 73 degrees, which is a lot. Like, you can be penetrated pretty easily with a hyena. Like, it goes right through the track. It doesn't matter. The angle doesn't matter that much. So, now, I want to show a few more things, just for fun, because I said that over-penetration can be a problem. Over-penetration is when you penetrate more than you want. More penetration than you want is not a good thing. Like, for example, if I take a tsunami, you might say, there is no way it's over-penetrating from this direction, and of course, look at the depth, it cannot go, it can go through 3.4 pins. But, like this, look at this, it's only 3 pins. It is less than 3 pins actually, because this fits here, and this fits here. And the difference inside, it's 3 pins. The gun is less than 3 pins, so it should be penetrated. And some people might be surprised, but the guns, the executioners, actually easily penetrate this. I don't even have to calculate the angle, just... No. I hit the bumper, failed attempt. Wait. As soon as it hits something, it stops it starts the calculation from there. So spaced armor can affect the executioners. I need to avoid hitting the bumper, so we'll hit here. And as you can see, it hits the cabin easily for the full damage. It doesn't matter that it went through an entire executioner. So I will just remove these to make my life easier. Another gun that you might not expect to over-penetrate is the Cyclone. Shut up, wait. Okay. Yes. This is so fucking long. You might think like, there is no way the executioner can go through, but it always, almost always in game, when I shoot an executioner, it goes right through and hits the fucking dirt behind. If there is nothing behind the executioner, it just will go and hit the dirt. And you will lose all of the blast damage. I will just show this to you. So you know, if you get small numbers with executioner, you are most likely over-penetrating. It is over-penetrating. It went through the gun, did very little damage to the gun, and hit the cabin behind. What if we had a situation like this? Look, there is nothing behind. What is it gonna do? It's gonna go hit the dirt behind. And this is very, very common. It is very common to have nothing behind the gun. Like, I'm aiming at the gun, you see? It goes through and it hits behind. It wasn't visible. I will angle a bit. Wait, I will hit here. Wait. Come on. Windows are fucking me up. Like this. You see, it goes behind. It penetrates behind. This always happens. And it is not good. You do far less damage if you over-penetrate the gun and hit the dirt. Obviously. So, the good penetration can work against you in some situations. Other fun things that we can try to penetrate are, I don't know. I know it's really annoying with the Cyclones. I think it will not work with most other guns. It has to do with the hitbox. Somehow, the hitbox of the gun fucks this up. So, we know that this really heavy panel will stop any cannon on the class of the executioner if it didn't have this penetration perk. But it easily goes through 3 of them if they're stacked. To stop this from happening, you can just put something like this. The lightest armor possible will actually start the perk of the executioner there. It will lose the perk by the time it reaches here, and it will stop on the panel. It will do damage on the panel, it will explode, but it will not hit anything behind. This is spaced armor. You need 4 pins at least. 4 pins at least. If we test executioner, you will see that it will stop. It will not go and hit the cab. It hit the panel and it stopped. So, spaced armor works in 2024. Pop! Something other annoying, like, wait. I think I can try to mount Goliath in here. I need one of these. Goliath? Yeah, it's not fitting. I'm destroying my test pens here. Like this. Let's go shoot it. Where is the executioner? Come on. I can never find the gun. There it is. Yeah, it's obviously really easy to do it from this angle. But, like, I told you I can do this from 50... How many were they? From 54 degrees. Like, this might be 45. Even more will be 50. It might be from here, like, you can still penetrate. But we will try it around 45 and you will see it goes through. From here, it goes through with no problem at all. A thick fucking track and you completely penetrate it. You just need to hit explosives. You shouldn't aim higher and hit above the frames. You should always aim down there. And go and hit whatever is underneath. Because everybody's hiding the explosives there. Yes, it's as simple as that. But something really annoying in the game now is the torpedoes. The torpedoes are too thick. So they will obviously stop the executioner. But if you check the pass-through value, it's 50. 50 is exactly the number of the executioner, so it will stop the executioner bullet, most likely. But it is fair for it to happen with executioners. Should it happen when you use another cannon that has more than 50% penetration? And I want to show you We will see it together. Come on, wait, shut up. I will make an array of ammo boxes here to make sure that if it goes through, we will see it will hit the ammo boxes. Let's also delete these so it is open. And let's go get another cannon. I will use the tsunamis. Let's use the tsunamis. The tsunamis have 75% penetration. So the cells should keep moving as long as they don't lose 75% of their bullet damage. And since the torpedo is 50% pass-through, no matter how much HP it has, it will never take 50% of the bullet damage of the tsunamis. They should go right through. And they do. The tsunamis go right through because the penetration value is more than 50. If I go into the same test with my executioner, I am afraid that it will not go through because my executioner is fused for for damage. It's not fused for penetration. Back then I thought it was a good idea to do this, but now the torpedoes are OP, and the torpedoes have exactly 50%. Let's see. Yep, it stops on the torpedo. If I had slightly more penetration, I bet you it would go through. I will actually try this now. Select this, and an easy way to try it, to add additional... Come on. My life is too hard. One of these, and here... I will add the Nox cabin because the Nox increases the penetration. Here it is. Nox. Oh no. Wait. Yes, like this. Come on. Okay. Never mind this, so we don't care. Can it fly? Yes, it can fly. So the Nox increases the penetration of all weapons by 35%. So 50 times 1.35 should be 67.5, I think. 67.5. It's more than 50. So now, even when the perk is not active, when it's active, it's even more penetration. Oh. I need to go and load this build. Now it should go through. This is important because, as I said, the torpedoes are meta, and you do want to have more than 50% penetration on your cannon for it to work. So we will hit down here again at the wide area, so we don't use a perk, and it kabooms the thing. So, one solution, use the Nox cabin to penetrate torpedoes, or otherwise, go and fuse your executioners for penetration. It's almost useless for most other cases, but against torpedoes, because of their width and their pass-through, you just need slightly more than 50% penetration to actually make it through. So I will Control Z back to an earlier stage here. And here, save, override. Control Z until we get okay, here. Override it. Go back to our test pens. Now, I want to test some other toys. This was the video basically, but I just want to test a few more guns to see if they let the cell through. Like, this looks thick enough. It is at least 4 pins long, but sometimes the weapons have funny hitboxes, and it might actually let it through. So I want to find out, and that's why I do this. We are aiming center of mass here. Bam, and it stops. It seems to be just the Cyclone that does this, and it's really annoying because you cannot strip the Cyclone players since the cell goes right through. Let's try a smaller gun, like a hybrid. And let's not shoot it here. Let's shoot it from the side, because we might hit the barrel, and when that happens, it will probably stop. But let's see if you shoot a hybrid player from the side while he's shooting a teammate of yours. Which is very likely, too. So we are here. Boom! Oh, it went through. Went through. Okay, I will set up, wait. I will just shoot the barrel now to make it even harder to see if the barrel actually has a hitbox. You see, my gun is aiming exactly at the barrel. Oh, it went through. It's the same fucking thing as the Cyclone. It just goes through magically. The hitbox is much smaller than it looks, it seems. Yes. Did that give me any damage? Yes, it gave me damage, but I don't know how it's calculated. For some reason, this counts as less than 3 pins. And it goes and hits the cabin, which is crazy. Like, it's really bad with a gun, but if it is an ammo box, if I remember correctly, the ammo boxes always stop the cell. So, no matter if I shoot it from here and it's 3 pins, or here, it will always stop the cell. Let's make sure that this is 290 durability fused. So it has far more durability than the 65 needed to stop the cell in normal penetration mode. But it is thin enough to normally be penetrated by the perk. So let's see. And it is... It wasn't visible, but it did penetrate. We just saw yellow damage because the cabin is a bad example. I will put something that will give us... white damage, like these. These will give us white damage if they get hit, so we will know that it didn't stop on the ammo box. Again, we aim ammo box, and boom. Yes, it gave us white damage, so it does go through the ammo box, which is unfortunate, because you see it doesn't even explode, it just goes through. It does the full 131 damage, the bullet damage of the gun, but it doesn't explode, because the ammo box has 290. It actually needs 3 shots to actually explode. So it is very likely that the penetration can work against you. Of course, if you actually penetrated something tough first, like a track, if it goes through the track first and then hits the ammo box, it's different. It will explode on the ammo box and you will do very great damage. But if your target is unarmored, it is very likely for the cell to go through. And just ignore, like you can hit an entire... ammo box and it will not explode. For example, let's see the generator. I can bet you it will go through. We will hit the thick part here. As far as I know, the only thing it doesn't go through is the cabin, but I will test that too to make sure. This video is already too long. I will probably post it on YouTube instead of Reddit. So here, I shoot here. It goes through. We get the 131 yellow because it hit the ammo box, the generator, but then we get the white because it hit back here. And because this generator has so much fucking health, it can take a long time before it actually does. Oh, it got destroyed. How much? Oh, it's 367. It's not a lot, but 367. If we hit it from the side, we expect much more. We expect 207, I think we said. 207 yellow we expect if we hit from here. Because it will stop inside the ammo box, with the generator. I didn't see the value. I was zoomed in. Sorry. Let's try again. I will not be zoomed in now, so we can see the damage number. The damage number is on the center of mass of the build, that's why. It's 208, you saw that. And did it just go through? I think it... I don't know what the fuck I saw. I think it went through for some reason. Which doesn't make sense. So we aim here, the thick part of the... No, it didn't go through. It was some particles that I saw. It doesn't go through. It hits, does full damage, explosive plus bullet, and it stops. What should I try? What didn't I try? This is a weird one. I remember this one. It's look at this. It's not set up. Wait, okay. So not 4 pins. As you can see, it's about 3.5, maybe 3.4. This is on the limit of the penetration of the executioner, where when fired perpendicularly. So it's interesting. So I want to test it. I don't have the alignment. The alignment thing is now. Wait, I can steal them from here. Here. And here. This is for the alignment. And we don't want to hit them, of course. The alignment lines. I don't know how to call them. So let's first align it, because this is close. I need to be as aligned as perpendicular as possible. Yes, this looks pretty good. Let's see if it goes through this engine that is almost 3.4 pins thick. It does. I hit. Okay. Fuck this. I'm not aligning anymore. Let's try it without. I can try to align from here. It's not helping a lot, but it's kinda aligned. Let's see. Yes. It goes through the Razorback, that is one of the thickest engines on this direction, like the smallest direction. This is 3 pins, so it will obviously go through. Yeah, I don't think there are a lot of more things that I want to test. Yeah, I said I'm gonna test the cabins, and the way to test the cabins is I remove most of these, and these, and these, and I move my cabin here on the front. I want a cabin that has a very straight line, and I put something that gives me white damage, because we want to see the white damage, like let's say this. If the cell explodes on here, it shouldn't damage this part. Wait. Let's put it even further back, like here. If the cell explodes on the cab, like here, on the white area, it will not damage this back here. It's like too much distance, like not even an avalanche will do that much blast radius, I think. So yeah, that part here is safe if the cell explodes here, but I will try to angle it from like downwards from there, so it passes through a small area, like a knife, like here. If it manages to go through here, it's less than 3 pins. If cabins allow penetration, it will happen. We will see white damage. If they don't, we will just see the 208 yellow. This will show us if the cabins just magically stop the cell, which is what I think they do. I go much closer, as close as I'm allowed. And you see, I will shoot there. It should go through and hit the white part. We will see white damage. And we don't. In fact, I can try to get an even more angle build, but save that. To angle the build even more, I will just remove the front hovers and it will tilt down. We overwrite it, we go back to the test pens. Then we go and test drive. Okay, so we are tilted down now, and we can aim much lower. That's good. You see that it will hit that, but if we go far enough to the front, it will hit the cabin. And it's 208 yellow, so the cabin magically completely negates the perk of the executioner. That's what I wanted to prove, and we just proved it. It magically stops the executioner cell. This means that an annoying dog that looks like this, right? You've probably seen a dog like this. By type. This. I totally take this cabin on a date, no questions, thank you. Here. You don't want to hit the cabin. If you hit the cabin, it will magically stop. Like, wait, I can put them further back here. Yeah, the dog might be like that, or the guns might be even further. What I'm trying to say is that if you hit the cabin at whatever point, it doesn't matter the depth. The cell will just stop penetrating. It just stops when it hits a cabin. No matter how thick the cabin is, what angle you hit it at, it will always stop. So you must very, very much avoid shooting the cabin. It's a really bad idea to shoot the cabin with an executioner because it just damages the cabin for 208 damage. You will normally either shoot the guns directly, which is also a bad idea. These are 215 damage durability, so I can show you if I take the... Wait. To make it simpler so I don't hit the cabin, I will just put it there, and I will shoot it, and you will see that it will not even fall off, because it has more durability than the bullet damage on the executioner. The bullet damage, once again, is 131. That's how much damage it does to every single part it goes through with a perk shot. If we hit here, it will go through, it will do 130 damage, which is less than the durability of the gun, so the gun will not fall off, and it will hit the dirt. I hope the explosion on the dirt doesn't damage the gun. Yeah, you see? It said more than 131 because it hit the wheel too. The extra damage was from the wheel, but you see, it went right through the gun. The second time I get it, because it's 260 something damage, and the gun doesn't have that much, but yes, you don't even want to aim at the guns, because you could go right through without destroying them. I would say that if you get a dog on you, you can try to shoot the guns. After 2 shots, they will fall off if they're gravasters. But ideally, on a dog, I usually just aim on the side, on the wheels. Or try to rotate to the side and hit the ammo box. Or if I hit the guns, he might have the ammo box right behind. But you want to squeeze it under the cabin so it doesn't hit the cabin. And just barely under the cabin so it doesn't hit the ammo box. It's a bit tricky, and if the dog is too close, it cannot happen. But at some distance, you can always do that. You just want to aim for the ammo box, not anything else. Like, even when you see the side of the tracks, you have to predict where the ammo box is. Because you can go through the tracks, do a bunch of damage, not destroy anything, because the executioners do not have that much blast damage. It's not that impressive, the blast damage. So yeah, they work kinda like bats at scorpions, as somebody said. Kinda. Okay, thank you. This is it. I'm done with this video. Thank you for watching.